Duck, duck, golden goose, bitch. So in conclusion, suck my dick. If not, let's play. Switch up like you don't know me, Wale. All day, yeah. Members only, TDE, the homies, AMP.
Make some noise for Ab-Soul on the building.
Fall off of Ab-Soul. Now, I want to start out this video by saying, we love Ab-Soul's music. I am going to avoid the obvious reasons why I think someone's music would fall off when it comes to Ab-Soul, such as mental health, the death of people around him, all of which we have known for years and all of which he's spoken about in his music. So I'm going to put those to the side. I'm not going to really comment on those in this video. I'm going to keep it mostly about music because I'm just not into getting into that type of personal stuff about rappers, right? Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. So yeah, anyway, shout out to Ab-Soul again. Been a listener for many years. But it's very obvious that Ab-Soul's music has fallen off. Musically, he has fallen off. We all saw what happened with the recent freestyle that he did on Cenat's Mafiathon.
Legal tender bender. Big stacks. Like that.
Truly one of the worst recorded freestyles ever. Like, it's up there with the O'Malley gold headphones freestyle.
I got on gold headphones, gold chain.
It's up there with the Riff Raff handshakes hugs freestyle.
Handshakes, hugs. You want me outside? You want to see me with pancakes and drawers? Take your fat ass to sleep.
Like that Ab-Soul freestyle is absolutely horrible.
Get with you. Just split you. Yeah. Poetically blow whistles.
And when that happened, I couldn't help but feel that this is just one event on a string of events where it seems that Ab-Soul's music has fallen off. You even look at Ab-Soul's diss record in the whole Joey Badass versus the West Coast.
Penny in on LTN, then some little niggas on skateboard sled in quiet as mice.
People don't even remember that song. Ab-Soul is the biggest rapper out of all of them, other than Joey. And he put out a song, people don't even remember it. People probably suppress the memory. As humans, we tend to suppress bad events. People suppress that song. It was just absolutely terrible. So I think Ab-Soul's peak, I think we all would agree his peak was Control System, his album from 2012. This was like TDE, high power era. And on this album, Ab-Soul was really in his bag. I mean, the beats matched the lyrics. The lyrics were great. Ab-Soul is a great lyricist. He's on his conspiracy, he's on his pineal gland, he's on all that good stuff that we know Ab-Soul for today, and it all came to a culmination on Control System. Dare I say that this album is a cult classic, it's an underground classic. I don't think it's a perennial hip-hop classic. I mean, just not enough people know this album in general, but hip-hop heads who know, and we generally respect Control System. It's one of them ones, right? But I can't help but feel that ever since that album, Ab-Soul's music has gotten progressively worse. Every time he's dropped, he just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. And obviously Ab-Soul can rap. We know Ab-Soul can spit bars. We know Ab-Soul can put words together. He's one of the best in hip hop. But musically, it's just not hitting for me. Y'all saw my album review of the Soul Burger. I wasn't really a huge fan of that album. A lot of y'all like the Herbert album, which came out in 2022. I thought it was fine. It's fine. And Do What Thou Wilt, I did an album review on that way back in the day. Thought it was bloated. It had some good songs on there, but thought it was bloated. And the These Days album, that was like the first album in a string of disappointments, right? Now, I talked to a couple people and the consensus seems to be that people enjoyed Herbert. Of all the Ab-Soul albums I named, These Days, Do What Thou Wilt, Soul Burger, people generally like Herbert. They call it solid. Oh, this is a solid album. It's solid. I hesitate to use that word as a descriptor. I try not to use it so much because when we call something solid, like, oh, if you're talking about an NFL player or an NBA player, like, oh, he's solid. Solid typically means they're not super good, but they're not super bad. They're serviceable. It's solid. It's kind of like unremarkable. Not in a bad way. It's just not really noteworthy, but it does the job, right? So when I had these conversations with people, the one album from Ab-Soul they were willing to stand up for was Herbert. The most praise they could give it is solid. And the reason I'm bringing up these other people's opinion is because I try to check my own biases sometime. Am I just tired of Ab-Soul's music? Is that it? Am I just an Ab-Soul hater? Let me see what other people think. So when I asked other people, the album from Ab-Soul that they were willing to give the most praise to was Herbert. But it didn't go past people just calling it solid. A la unremarkable, serviceable, good, it's not bad, it's okay. And I think this is a huge departure from Ab-Soul's previous work. When we talk about Control System, again, that's an album that's underground hip hop classic, a cult classic, maybe even a regional classic. People still love that album to this day. And me personally, I loved Ab-Soul's long-term mixtapes. It was at this point in Ab-Soul's career, around this long-term Control System era, where he was arguably better than Kendrick. Like, you could make that argument that Ab-Soul is better than Kendrick, not just lyrically. Some people would say, yo, Ab-Soul is still better than Kendrick lyrically. I'm not just talking lyrically though. I'm talking about in terms of music. It was around this time where you could make that argument and it was plausible. Like, yo, Ab-Soul is just as good, if not better than Kendrick. They're rapping on the same songs together. Ab-Soul is one-upping him. Ab-Soul is on that Section 80 album around that time. He's got his own song on that album called Ab-Soul's Outro.
Wet, so we tryna soak it in. The president is black, but you can't vote for skin.
He was cooking at this time. Ab-Soul was cooking. And then he culminated all of that with the Control System album. What a great time for Ab-Soul. So when you contrast that with Ab-Soul's recent output, These Days, Do What Thou Wilt, Herbert, Soul Burger, which are kind of these just albums, they seem to lack cohesion. I feel there are themes, attempts at themes in these albums. These are not like albums that were created without thought behind them. These Days, there would seem to have been a theme there. Ab-Soul talking about hip hop these days, and he's on the cross as Jesus on the cover. There seems to be something he was trying to do there, but it's just not communicated effectively on the album. Do What Thou Wilt, there's something there, but you know, that album is just, it's too long and it's too bloated with songs, and it could just be shaven down to like a solid, I said I was gonna stop saying that, to a good 12 to 13 songs. Herbert, a lot of y'all like that album. I'll give it to you. And then Soul Burger, obviously that's an ode to his homie, Doe Burger. And there seems to be some attempt at a theme there. But these themes in these albums do not connect for me over the course of an entire album. And when you contrast that with his long-term projects and his Control System album where he was really cooking, there's just this huge contrast, and it's not in a good way. It's a contrast that makes it seem like, at least from my vantage point, that Ab-Soul is getting worse and worse and worse. I think as much as I've praised Ab-Soul's music over the years, it's also important for me to speak up when I think that music is not hitting. I've said this over the past 10 plus years. His music is not getting better. And when you contrast it with his previous works, it just looks like he's getting worse every year, every time he drops. I think Ab-Soul just needs a really good album, a focused album with a theme, an album that's not too long, that's not too bloated, something that's going to connect with the people. You know, it's not like I just got a whole bunch of Ab-Soul haters on my timeline. When I make comments about Ab-Soul, people speak up. So even those people who speak up for him, it's not like they just have glowing things to say about his music either. But we do defend Ab-Soul, you know, things he's been through, things we've seen him go through. This man's got a debilitating disease. He's got so many things mental health wise that we've seen him go through over the years. So I understand why people defend Ab-Soul how they do, but I'm just speaking musically. I've just got to say, like, the music has not been hitting for a very long time. He's got his songs, he's got his moments, but the music as a whole just has not been hitting for a very long time. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all think Ab-Soul fell off? What's your favorite recent Ab-Soul album? Recent, past 10 years. You like These Days? You thought Soul Burger was, amazing? What you thought? I mean, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something, right? I'm open to being wrong. That's all I got for today. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.